You had a pretty unique perspective on like promotion and being yourself and like how do you get out there versus how do you like stay authentic. How do you feel about that?
Did you just say versus how do you stay authentic? So my perspective is that that's not a versus at all. You be yourself and you do what you do, and you will connect with more people by being a human than you will by being some sort of imaginary person who you imagine people will connect to.
As long as you're a particularly interesting human with like different socks on each arm.
People who follow me on YouTube don't know that I'm wearing different.
I think that, the socks on your arms are indicative of a deeper eccentricity that comes across directly in your videos and in your voice. And
I may be eccentric. You might be correct.
I might be correct that my heart might be eccentric.
I think everyone's a little bit eccentric, and they might be afraid to express that.
Right.
And I just learned early that I get to do whatever I want. Bam. And I don't care about anything else.
I think there is something to that, to just like being extraordinarily free. Like, you know how you feel like if you're on the dance floor and no one else is dancing, and like, how could you possibly dance in that situation? How could one be the first person to dance?
I could. I mean, I think
of course you could. You're Vi Heart.
Vi, were you the first person on the dance floor in 6th grade, or did it take you a bit of time to build that confidence to get out there on the dance
I
floor?
haven't invented dance.
Did you?
So people think of things all the time, like I could do this, I could do that. There's all these ideas, and people don't follow them through often. People think like, oh, I could wear weird stuff on my arm or on my head or
socks
in
on
my
your
hair, or
feather?
do whatever crazy idea they have, and people don't follow through because they're weird and they're crazy. They are weird, crazy ideas, and it is scary to do something weird and crazy when nobody else is doing it. This is the truth.
When did you guys like embrace your individuality? Because that's a big deal. That transition is a big deal. We all agree.
I was in summer camp, and I went to summer camp a lot, and I was probably like 9 or 10, and there was this like maybe 13 or 14-year-old kid. So he looked like a much more mature person than me, and he was nerdy and gangly, like I was nerdy and gangly. But he was on the dance floor, and he was like just all out, you know, like. And he was, and like, I thought he looked like the biggest spaz of all time. And I was just like sort of staring, and then like a cute like 13-year-old girl came up to me and was like, "Isn't he an awesome dancer?" And I was like, "Oh, dang. Are you serious?" And so like, and then I like looked at him again, and I realized that he was an awesome dancer.
Yeah.
And then I was just like feeling embarrassed for him because he was he was doing something that I would be embarrassed doing. It wasn't that he was doing something embarrassing, it was that like I had projected that onto him. And actually it was an amazing day. And so then I went home from summer camp and I watched a lot of MTV's The Grind, and I learned how to dance.
Because isn't like everything just a projection on that?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of sense when people are in middle school and high school. You start to get a sense that something is wrong. You see other people doing things that are normal or expected, and you have the sense something is wrong. I don't want to be like that, but you're still not sure how, like, what you want to be. And you have these crazy ideas. Maybe I want to try this. I want to dress like this. I want to follow these ideas. I want to learn this thing. I want to be passionate about this and express that, because you know that the normal thing you're seeing other people do is just not right for you.
Yeah.
And I guess the difference is saying, okay, I'm going to actually follow this feeling, and maybe try the thing that I do feel is right, except it's different, and then that's also going to feel weird. So it's kind of this balancing of knowing that the thing you're seeing people do is not right, and yet you're trying something uncomfortable, and so that's also weird. And so you get caught sometimes.
That time of like development, like that's the time when we are establishing culture within ourselves and within our groups, and so like that pressure to be a part of like the standard culture is really strong. Like that's not like an imagined thing, that's an evolutionary thing. Like that's our organizational
it's what says what is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
At the same time, like there's so much power in being able to break out of that. And like, because so few people can do it.
Yeah, but I think now we have more power. I started doing my armor thing in high school.
Wait, so how did this start? Tell us about that.
Yeah, and it actually started, I'm a musician. My degree is in music. I wanted to be a composer when I grew up, and I am a composer. And my wrists were cold. I was playing piano, and I thought, like, the rest of me isn't cold, just my wrists. I'm going to put on some weird things. So I'm just going to cut the feet off some socks and put them on my arms. And that's like a crazy thing, and it's what you do to practice. And it's not a fashion statement at all, and you're not going to keep doing it until you're also dissatisfied. You're in high school and you're like, something is wrong and you don't know how to make it right. So then you extend it, and suddenly these little wrist warmers for playing piano get longer, and you're like, it's weird at first. You're like, ooh, when I go out in my arm warmers, I feel different from the world. And the more you do it, the more it becomes you instead of something that separates you.